Hi everybody and welcome to my 2018 budget book setup. I'm going to go through what I'm going to do in this planner. It's the Erin Condren Monthly Deluxe Planner, and basically it is one that has the dot grid pages over here, the month cover page, a month at a glance, and then let me go to a page that I don't have sticky notes all over. It has a list of things, so it's like if I have any projects going on or anything like that, I can list them over here. And then over here it's lined, and then some dots over here, and then the dot grid on this side as well, and then it goes into the next month. So I am kind of basing this off of the planner, the book that I had last year, which is over here. I got the idea to use the Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planners, to use this planner as a budget book, and I will leave a link to her channel down below. So that's what I did in 2017. I went ahead and got the Deluxe Planner, and I've been working through it this year, and when I got it, I went through and put all the stickers down that I possibly could, and throughout the year I went through and I started changing everything in here. So I am basically going to do a lot of the same things that I'm doing, but I'm kind of changing the setup on the monthly. So for instance, in this case, for the month of May, I put the sinking funds on the dot grid page that was on this month page. Then I had the month at a glance. And then over here, I kind of listed out what I was going to pay per paycheck, and then my cash envelopes, and then that ended up migrating over here, and things like that. And then on this page with the checklist, and then all of the lined over here, I listed out all of my expenses, and here I was tracking receipts and what I spent my money on with my cash and all that, and then it moved into the sinking funds for June. Well, I'm not doing that this year. I'm going to do it where in here. So here is January, and I'll take off the sticky note so you can see here. Well, that's February. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, over here I had an idea of what I was going to do here, but now I can't remember. Okay, I know what I'm going to do over here. I'll get into that later. So I'm not going to put the sinking funds on this page that is for January. I'm actually going to go ahead and have the month at a glance. Then on this side, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put right here. So at this point, it's just going to be a blank page. This page is going to change. This is where I'm going to list out my sinking funds on this section of it, and over here I'm going to list out all of my envelopes, so my cash envelopes and my electronic envelopes. So that's what the sticky note is telling me what is going to be in here when I come in here to plan January. And then when I flip the page, I'm going to use this dot grid to be the January sinking funds. So I've listed all of that here. No, not sinking funds. It was all the expenses. So I'm pretty certain it will fit in here. I'm going to have to use a pen and a ruler to do all of that stuff when I get to that point. I'm not getting to that point. That will be a separate setup, and it will probably be a longer video for the initial setup, and then going on from there it'll be different for each, or it'll slow down as I'm learning. Each month's video will get shorter and shorter as I go through and start learning what I'm doing for this year. We're going to go ahead and get started in here, and I am going to go through here, and this is where I am going to, just like I did in 2017, I am going to mark when I have they're not monthly expenses, but they are like car insurance is every 6 months, Amazon Prime is once a year, car registration once a year, dentist twice, my EFA membership once, HBO Now, it's a once thing, but I did go ahead and purchase another month this month just to get Christmas movies and things like that. Taxes, it's a one time. And trash, it is quarterly. Sorry, I got distracted with the cat that is playing with that rubber band down there, and I had to take a video of it, and I will insert it at the end of this video because cuteness overload. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do over here. And unfortunately for this planner for this year, they did 18-month overview and not just the year overview and leaving stuff down here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm going to do my legend, and I'm gonna go ahead and for the months in 2017, I'm gonna go ahead and lay the stickers down and everything that I'm gonna pick for them. And the ones that I'm using are from Erin Condren, and they are the transparent dots. And it's hard to see, but these are the purples and pinks, and these are the blues and greens. I don't think I had any yellows or anything like that, so I'm going to have to figure all of that out. And I didn't see any oranges or anything. This could be an orange. Okay, so for car insurance, I am going to go ahead and pick out. Car insurance was due on the 17th of July. So that means it will be due again on the 17th of January. And again on July 17th. And I probably should go get my tweezers because itty bitty dots. Okay. Amazon Prime is a once a year thing, and that was due on the 28th of February. So car insurance, nope, sorry, I hit the tripod. Car registration and inspection I did on the 31st of March, and I can't get at the 31st because it's right there on the coil. Okay. And my dentist, I am going to go ahead and use, I went on the 24th of January. Dentist is on the 18th. That's not possible. 2/6. 2/6. Okay. 2/6. Okay. And did I write down in here stuff that was coming up at the end of the year? No, not yet. Oh, I sat down in this chair wrong, and now my bone hurts. The muscle and the bones around it. Okay, then next, I don't know when I will go to the dentist for the second part of the year. I went sometime in August. I guess I can figure that out based on when I paid. Let's see, that's August, Dr. Where is mine? It was on the 7th. September, October, November, December, January. It was probably August 8th, thereabouts, because I went on a Tuesday. So I don't know when my appointment will be again after 6 months, but it will be sometime in August, September, depending on availability for my dental hygienist. Okay, then after that, my EFA membership is always due in August, and I actually don't have that. Why did I put it on the 31st of December? Because it was due in August. I'm going to put it in August. And then HBO Now is going to be in July 6th. Okay, and another one. And from what I heard, Game of Thrones is going to be away for quite a while. So I am just going to go ahead and put it there, and that may not actually happen this coming year. So I am okay with that, because it saves me some money. Okay, then we are going to use this one for my taxes, and that was the 25th of February. So, and then the last one is trash, and I'm going to use this hot pink one over here, and that is definitely a quarterly one. So trash is hot pink. So July, then October 5th. Okay. So that means October 5th, it'll be due again January 5th, and I already received the invoice for that. April. It's so easy when it's quarterly, because then you can just go straight down the thing and there it is. Okay, so that is all of my, let's see. Yeah, I put car maintenance, but I was thinking sinking fund, so I'm not going to do that one. So I am actually going to go through here real quick and write down what colors I picked for the peach. Amazon Prime is the 28th, and that was purple. That way I can figure out how I'm going to do my legend. And then car registration inspection was green. Maintenance, dentist, it's the blue. Okay, and then, oops, blue. EFA membership is an August thing, so that is that teal. HBO Now is lilac. Or, yeah, that's lilac. Taxes is the, what would you consider that? Turquoise? And I think that's how you spell turquoise. And trash is pink. Okay. That way when I come back here to look at what I am doing on that, I will figure it out. Okay, and over here, like I did in this last one, I listed my significant accomplishments that happened for each month, and as you can see, I am 3 months behind on figuring out what I am doing. So I need to figure out what it is. And I'm still in the early months of December, and with Christmas and everything, it's kind of getting a little crazy with buying stuff. And I haven't even started buying any presents for my family, so I have an issue right there. Okay, so moving on into the dot grid, I am going to do the debt-free journey, which I had right here. So my debt-free journey began October 2016 with my debts totaling $62,072.75, and then I listed how much they were at the beginning of September. And as I paid them off, I wrote paid off next to them. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. But since I don't have the room on this, on the year at a glance, I am going to put it over here on this section. So I'm turning that around so I can actually write on this paper. And I'm probably going to come through and decorate with washi and stuff like that. But I haven't decided all of that. It's still kind of working things out. So. Okay, while I was out, I went and, I turned the camera off because it was getting close to the time allotment that I had. But while I was out, I went and grabbed some washi that I'm going to go ahead and use. And this one I have not used yet because I just purchased it recently. And I went and got my slice tool to cut the glitter washi, and then this to cut the other washis and stuff like that. So we're going to get this looking nice. And I just have to figure out how I want to do it. Because I just kind of went and grabbed and no plan whatsoever. So, and these worlds came from, I forget where they came from, but they came from somewhere. So, in order to lay these down at a fairly reasonable okay, the worlds came from a washi pack from Michael's, because that's where I tend to buy all of my washi, is from Michael's. And it had one that said, also had another washi that went with it that's said life is an adventure, all in gold foil. So, and I didn't think the life is an adventure quote quite went with paying off my debt. I thought the other one, saying the future is bright, went with this a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and move on to October 2016. I had a total beginning debt of $62,072.75. In January of 2017, it was at $61,614.39. And then in January of 2018, I don't know. So I am leaving that blank. But that's kind of how I want to track that for now, and just kind of see how much. So I know, I don't know off the top of my head unless I pull up my calculator and do the math, but you can definitely see a difference, about a $400 to $500 difference between just October to January, so 3 months worth of paying towards debt and getting stuff paid off. And then in January of 2018, I'll be able to put down a certain amount. And right now in December, I am currently at $55,926.09. So I have actually broken another level. I am below $56,000 in debt, so I am, yay, happy about that. So I will be even further down by the end of the year. I'm hoping to be able to put money towards my car loan. I'm hoping to have the car loan completely paid off, minus a few extra charges for the daily interest and things like that. But that's all, I'm hoping to have that all done by January, have it all paid off and not have to deal with it anymore. The car will be mine. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and puncture a hole in the, and if anybody is curious, this is Scotch Expressions glitter tape, and it is the C514/GLD /dash. Not a slash, it's a dash. And I got it at Target. And I didn't bring a scissor over, so I'm hoping that I can get in here. And I like, for those of you that are curious, I like using the Scotch brand because it is non-shedding. So some of the glitter tape you get, and there's no glitter on my hand after I brushed it off. There's nothing. So it does not shed, and it actually adheres nicely. And trying to find the edge of the washi. I think I saw it. There it is. And there is no backing to it. It's not like this one where there was a white paper backing to it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of line this up with the dots that are right here, so lining it up with the bottom dots. Having a nice little separation between my debt balances and then the actual breakdown of the debt beginning balances for 2018. So have to press down a little bit harder on the glitter tape to cut through because it is thicker. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and break down the debts that I have, which are, and I've written down all of the things that I need, so you can see my little shortcuts here and things like that. So the first one that I have is my car loan. So I'm going to go ahead and once January comes around, I will insert the amount that I owe on the car. And then the next one, I have my city card. And that is the card that I have that is 0% interest rate. So everything that I pay on that card, it goes directly to the outstanding balance. And that is an introductory balance transfer interest rate that I have on it. After the 21 months goes through, the interest rate goes up to 16% or something like that. And I'm okay with that because the interest rate that I had previously was 25%. So, and hopefully within 21 months, and I got the card in August or September of this past year, it was right around the same time as Harvey hit the Texas Gulf Coast, that I got the card and got approved and all of that type of stuff. So it's sometime August, September that that happened. So within 21 months, I should be able to make a massive chunk or have already paid a massive chunk to that card. So I have no problem with that one coming. And then my Bank of America card, the total amount. And then, unlike last year, where I just put the total student loans, I'm going to go ahead and put the total student loans, but then under that, I'm going to break it down into my unsubsidized A, B, and C, and consolidated A and B. So that way I'm actually starting to monitor how much is actually going down from each one. If the interest that is getting charged to that is that my payment towards that card is actually going towards, is more than the interest that I'm paying towards the loan and everything like that. Okay, so student loans. And my lining up did not work very well there. Okay. We have unsubsidized, if I can spell unsubsidized, A, subsidized B, I cannot spell today. Okay. And then that way we can kind of see how much it is. And then probably over here, if I pay them off, or at the end of the year, I will put how much if they got paid off, like I did over here, where it had paid off. So I had paid off the Kohl's card, and I've paid off the Target card, and I put the dates that I paid them off on. So I might actually go ahead and add a little section down here. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, because I do want to keep track of what cards I have paid off and which ones I have not. So I'm just going to leave it there for now, and then I'm going to add this washi because it is so true. And I do want to have, so I'm going to go ahead and lay this down over here, and there is a very faint line but I kind of want to, I know it's a waste of washi to do that, but I don't need to have the whole washi. I just want to have the part that says the future is bright, because it's my motivation to continue paying off my debts and everything, and that looks pretty bad. So my motivation to pay off my debts and get debt free and everything, I need to keep doing that. I need to keep on this track of doing it, because once I'm done, I don't owe anybody any money or anything like that. The future is bright, and I mean the future is bright regardless, but I'm gonna add this down here to the very bottom. And it didn't quite cut the way that I wanted it to, so I'm going to try to cut it again. Okay, I think that time it went through. Partially. Come on. Woosah. We're going to leave it like that, because I don't feel like fighting with the washi anymore. And I am putting the washi sheet off to the side, and there we go. That is what my debt-free journey looks like so far, and I will continue to do this until I am completely debt-free, which is probably in the next 5 years. I will be completely debt-free if everything goes as planned and things like that. So since I have room down here, I'm probably going to keep a list of, put it down here saying debts, paid off debts, and list the Kohl's card and the Target card, and leave some room for when I pay off the car loan and things like that. But I do want to put over here the ending balances as the, and I know I'm kind of like, I'm being redundant? No. I'm overdoing everything, but I need to put it in multiple locations so that way I keep on track and I pay it off, and I'm doing all of that type of stuff. I've already pre-planned on when I am going to have my bills due in January, but I will do a separate January budget with me. And since I was at the car dealership today, they came back and said some things besides getting the oil changed. They recommended 2 different services, and if I had actually done it that day, it would have been over $500, and I don't have that money in the bank right now. I barely had enough money in the bank to pay for the wipers to be replaced and the cabin filter to be replaced, as well as the oil change cost. That right there, those 3 things, it was $132. The other 2 are fuel injection service, and brake fluid needs to be replaced. And the fuel injection, it's $249.95. So I was like, can we wait until January on those? Because, yeah, I will have that in my budget next month. And they're like, okay, whatever. And so I will do another budget video for January like I have been doing. And this also goes with the January budget video. So I'm going to go ahead and flip to the back here, and flip to the back of my current planner so that I can see the baby steps. And these baby steps are from Dave Ramsey, and they are pretty good. I mean, a lot of people have been getting out of debt, doing things like that. So I don't have any of my stickers or supplies or anything like that. I could, if they had solid ones and not the ones with the whiteout, which I like the whiteout ones, but if they had solid ones, I would have grabbed it and put baby steps up here. But I'm going to leave that blank so that way I can add, a sticker. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the baby steps. And the first baby step is to have, and since I am not in school and I am actually having to pay a lot of bills and everything, I need to have at least $1,000 in my emergency fund. And this year I did go through the $1,000 in my emergency fund. So I am actually going to bump that up to $2,000 in the emergency fund. So if you are a student and you have you're living with your parents and they're paying bills and things like that, Dave Ramsey suggests having $500 in your emergency fund, and if you are out on your own, just starting off with $1,000. But because I live by myself and I rely on myself, excuse the cat, since I rely on myself and everything, I need to have $2,000, especially with having a cat that is getting older, because that is what blew through my emergency fund this year. And getting a flat tire and business expenses that were not expected at all. So, okay. The second one is to pay off all debt. And I'm currently back in baby step 1, where I'm trying to put stuff back into the emergency fund, And so I'm in baby step 1 and 2. I'm paying off my debt and everything because you need to at least do the minimum payments on your debts while putting step 2 in emergency fund. But I am planning on, with Christmas money and tax money and things like that, that I will be able to fully fund my emergency fund next year fairly quickly. So I'm not too concerned about that. So I consider myself still in baby step 2. And that is where I am paying off all debts. Okay, baby step 3 is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. It'll be so nice when I can be able to get to that point. Baby step 4 is save 15% for retirement. Baby step 5 is if you have kids. So for me, I don't have any kids, so it doesn't really affect me at this point, so I'm not too concerned about it. And so it's college funds for the kids. So if you have any children, after you have at least $1,000 in your emergency fund, you've paid off your debts, and then you put 3 to 6 months of expenses in your emergency fund, and then you're saving 15% for retirement, and that means 15% of your income is going into a retirement plan. Then you will start working on saving money for college funds for your kids, and then once you start doing that, number 6 is pay off the house. And I currently do not have a mortgage, but I am renting my house. I'm renting to own my house. My mom currently owns the house, so I'm very lucky to have that capability. So pretty much my rent that I'm paying is going towards the mortgage that I would have with buying the house from my mom. And then the last baby step, number 7, after you've done all of this and your house is fully paid for and your mortgage is paid for and you're just paying the taxes and any insurance on the house and homeowners associations and all the other extra expenses that go into an actual house, it is build wealth and give. So a lot of people, when they are, if they're renting and they're trying to get a down payment for their house and everything, they break the baby step 3 into 2 parts. So they have baby step 3A, which is to save the 3 to 6 months of expenses, and then baby step 3B. Once they have the 3 to 6 months expenses, then any extra money that goes into their savings account is going towards the down payment to a house. So I know several people that did that, and they are still currently putting money into their savings account because they have yet to find a house that is good for what they want. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to go through, and I won't list out my financial goals because I have not actually sat down to think about them. So I'll have a separate video on my financial goals, but I'm going to go ahead and leave a spot for them. I'm going to put a sticker there that says financial goals. So I am going to pull back this washi tape right here and put financial goals. And of course, this is washi that is waxy, so it is sticking all to, or not sticking, but it is coming off on my finger. So, okay. And then I will list my financial goals down here. once I get around to that. Okay, going on into all of this, and this is where I'm going to pull out more washi and stickers and everything, and I don't have any of that because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them. But that's where I have this written down. So basically, my page 1 was baby steps and financial goals. Page 2 will be my debt snowball car loan, debt snowball city card, debt snowball Bank of America, debt snowball unsubsidized A, B, C, consolidated student loan consolidated A and B, and then page 10 through the end will be my bank register. And then I have it set up how I want the loans and the credit cards and then the student loans to be set up and everything. Okay, so this one is going to be my debt snowball from my car loan. So I'm going to leave room for a sticker up here. And I'm going to go ahead and right here put 2018 starting balance. Okay, and then I am going to put the interest rate. And that one, I know what it is. So the starting balance right now, because we're still in December, I don't know what my starting balance will be for 2018. It may be 0, but I'm not quite sure at this point. And the interest rate is 3.5. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to list out the months. Okay, and something new that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a total down here, and I'm pulling out my ruler, which is just a regular school ruler, and I'm trying to decide on how I want to do this. I need to do it this way so that way I can see where. There we go. Okay, and then I forgot where I left off on this because my camera died, the battery died, and then I went ahead and continued on to what I was doing. Okay, then these are my debt snowballs. So I have my car loan, my city card, my Bank of America, my student loan subsidized A, B, and C, and then I have my student loan consolidated A and B. And they're all set up the same way. So I'll just go through the car loan. I'm going to put my starting balance, and this goes for all of my debts. So the starting balance will go here. I've inserted the interest rates for every single one so that way I can kind of figure out what's going on. Then I'm going to put the minimum payment that is owed to the debt. If I make any extra payments, the interest that is paid during the pay cycle, and then the remaining that is left over. And the same thing. And then down here, I'm going to total up at the end of the year how much minimum payment I paid, extra payments, the interest that I paid, because I kind of want to keep track of that to figure out how much interest how much money I am paying someone else for loaning me this money. And then hopefully the remaining will be closer to 0 on all of them. And then down here, it's kind of a reiteration of what goes here. I'm just going to put the ending balance so that way it's kind of it's out in the open and everything. And then estimated payoff date. So if I plan on paying the car loan at the end of 2017, I may have some residual daily interest rates and things like that that I'll have to pay in 2018, but that is my goal, is to have my car paid off by the end of this year. It may not happen, it may have to wait until tax time, so that's why I did include my car loan. City card, it's the same setup. And to figure out the payoff date, I am going to go to Undebt, I think, and it's undebt.it, and when I go through that, I will also do a video on that as well, because that kind of gives you an estimated of when you will be paying off, if you're making any extra payments or things like that, and it actually calculates the interest rate and all of that type of stuff. It's not like the EveryDollar where you can put all that stuff in there, but you don't, and you put the interest rate in there, but it's, for some reason, it doesn't calculate when you, the interest rate every single month. The one thing I wish it would fix, that EveryDollar would fix, is to do that. And then after all of my debt snowballs, it goes into my bank register. So it's like my checkbook register, and this is how I'm going to have it set up: the date that the transaction happened, who or where I was paying, the method, so if it's ACH, automatic, debit, well, not really cash, ATM, things like that, because I will take out money for groceries and things like that. So I'll put that information down here, the amount that was deducted or added, and then a plus or minus for if it's an actual debit or credit, and then the balance, my checking balance basically. And then that is everything. So in this planner, I opted to get 40 extra pages in here, so that way I had more room to do the register and things like that and not be worried about anything. This planner did also come with some of these labels, so I may be using them, I'm not quite sure. And then the envelope. So that is my debt, my paper debt, or not debt, but my budget book setup for this year. There is one thing that I did want to add, and that is the tabs. So I'll probably fast forward through this so that way you don't have to watch it, but it's going to be a little difficult. Well, not difficult, it's just trying to get everything lined up, because very much a type A person, so I'm going to want everything set up. November, December. Okay, January. And these tabs I did get from Erin Condren, and they are the neutral version. You can get a colorful, but because I had a neutral, I can't even think anymore, a neutral planner, I went ahead and decided to get the neutral tabs. And just like the coil strips, they have 3M adhesive on the back of them. And you just flip it over and there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, I have put all the tabs on there. Here's all the remnants of the backings to the adhesives. And I'm going to move that over to my trash pile. And they're still sticking to my finger. I did run into an issue in November when I was putting the November tab on. I accidentally put it on December, and I started to pull it up, and it pulled a little bit of the paper, so I went and grabbed my undo, and I was able to remove it and everything with the undo. So just a note for anybody else that accidentally does that. I was able to pull that up with undo, so thank you undo as well. And those of you that don't know, Undo is a adhesive remover, and it's for adhesives, tapes, gum, tar, crayon, lip balm, grease, and more. And I use mine mainly for the planner in case I lay down stickers or things like that that are not removable. And in this case, the adhesive to the back of the tabs was not removable. So I did that, and now I am feeling confident in my tabs. I like having the tabs. I know some people like clean looks and everything, but I like the tabs because I like to be able to flip right to January if I need to look at January. So I am going to go ahead and put my bookmark in. That is, if I can get it in. And I got these bookmarks specifically for, okay, these should just click right on in, and they aren't for some reason. Come on. It's like, oh, planner cover. Trying to get them in. So I got it specifically so I can have it for the month view, as well as I will insert one back here for my register. So let me go get that one. Let's see how big of a fight this one's going to be. There we go. And that is just so I can easily come in here and know which one is the register and everything. And they don't take up as much room as the, okay, let me, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Okay, this is my 2017 budget book, and see how much room is kind of gaping for the, and this is with the regular ruler right there. It's kind of bulky and everything. And with the bookmarks in there, they're not as bulky as the ruler. So I kind of like that. So it's not bulky. And with this one, I definitely tell a difference between the coil. So this is a thinner coil. It's probably about a 1/2 inch or something like that. And because I had the additional pages put in this one, the coil is a lot bigger, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So, oh, and for those of you that are questioning, these labels that I got and these stickers and things like that came from these 3 sticker books from Erin Condren. So this, another fun way to plan your day. Honestly, I don't know if I took anything from here. I don't think I took anything from this one. I think they both came from the Always a Reason and Season to Celebrate, book 1 and 2. And so they were basically the little flags that were sitting right here. I found any of them that had an asterisk, and that is what I used for these. So, and then some of these were just the bigger labels that came down here. So I'm trying to find the one that went with that one, and I think it was in the other book. Yep, there it is. It was for April. So I figure I have these books, or sticker books, I need to use them, so I am doing that. So that is my budget book setup for this year so far, and I will, of course, come back and walk through my January budget. I'm kind of going through and figuring out really what I want to do. As you know, I have my little sticky notes already getting prepared. It's the beginning of December, so I don't want to go in and start planning this yet. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do over here, how it's going to be set up. It may be that I'm going to have to switch these over again to where this stuff is over here and the sinking funds information is over here. So I'm going to have to figure out if I have enough room for all of this in the dot grid and how I'm going to plan that. So check back next month when I do my January budget in this planner as well as in Every Dollar. So I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year's, and I will check back with you guys later. Bye everybody.